अगर तुम ये लाइव स्ट्रीम देख रहे हो आई लेजिट डोंट नो व्हाई बिकॉज अभी ये फ्यूचर में से कोई तो आके इस वीडियो पे आके क्लिक करेगा देन लाइव स्ट्रीम करेगा। आई होप अच्छा कॉज हो इसका। सो आज हम क्या सीखने वाले हैं, थोड़ा सा हम का क्लोन बनाएंगे। एक्चुअल क्लोन डिस्कॉर्ड का एक्चुअल पहले प्लान था कि वी आर गोइंग टू मेक अ क्लोन ऑफ स्लैक, बट मैंने सोचा नहीं, आई थिंक डिस्कॉर्ड का क्लोन से ज़्यादा हेल्प होगी। बैकग्राउंड में हल्का सा म्यूजिक थोड़ा सा एक बार वॉल्यूम चेक कर लेते हैं सब कुछ ठीक है ना। एंड इस पे कितना लोड पड़ रहा है बिकॉज ये काफ़ी लो क्वालिटी स्ट्रीम होगी विद 30 FPS एंड 720p। वो अराउंड 5%, आई थिंक इट्स ओके, 5% तो चलता है। होगी विद 30 FPS एंड 720p। वो अराउंड 5%, आई थिंक इट्स ओके, 5% तो चलता है। यस डेफिनेटली। तो इसको म्यूट करते हैं एंड ओके
and dot
एंड इनका लिंक डाल दूंगा। सो अगर कोई फ्यूचर से देख रहा है सो मे बी यू कैन चेक इट आउट।
to open this requesting. All right, so after the project is initialized, let's do cd inside your application it with TypeScript. Use make a video on how to upload these apps on server to you. We have to code and dot to open this directory in Visual Studio. I'm gonna do that by running code and dot to open this directory in Visual Studio Code, or alternatively, you can just simply open Visual Studio Code or your editor of choice and open the folder that Export generated for us. So let me make it a bit bigger. I'm gonna need it like this. So first things first, let's run our project and see what we have to work with. To run it, let's run npm start.
इसमें से टर्मिनल कैसे खुलता था? कंट्रोल प्लस की आई थिंक। कैसे खुलता था इसमें टर्मिनल? npm start.
This will start our development server, and our development server will be opened in a Windows browser, the development tools, from where we can run our application on our simulators, device emulators. We can also see the logs here. It's a very useful tool. So from here, I'm going to run it on iOS. Simulators, device emulators, we can also see the logs here. It's a very useful tool. So from here, I'm going to run it on iOS simulator. In your case, if you're working on Windows, you can run it on Android device or emulator.
Okay, so ये iOS
Or
पे चला रहे हैं ना?
if you're working on Windows, you can run it on Android device or emulator.
Okay, so yes, ये काफ़ी रिसोर्स लेगा ना, so भी 5% इसमें तो जा रहे हैं। हाँ, तो इसमें चैट देखने की जरूरत नहीं है बिकॉज ये कौन है यार? ये दिस इज माय अकाउंट बिकॉज मैंने मोबाइल पे तो ओपन नहीं किया हुआ, बट आई डोंट नो बिकॉज इस पे व्यूज ना, इट्स जस्ट फॉर रिकॉर्ड ब्रो। इस पे मैं कुछ एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहा हूँ इन टर्म्स ऑफ नंबर्स। ऑब्वियसली मतलब रख भी नहीं चाहिए ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट पे तो।
Or alternatively, you can also run it directly on your phone, on your physical phone.
एक्चुअली आई कैन डू दैट बट my फोन चार्ज पे है, दैट्स अ बिट इशू। Apple check metro logs for details.
If your system does not support emulators, uh, you will download the Expo Go application from market, both on Apple and on Android. And then you'll scan this QR code with your mobile phone, and it will automatically open the project there. With the same method, at the end of the video, I'm gonna switch to the tunnel connection so that everyone that is watching right now can join the application and can start chatting right away without having to download anything. So prepare your Expo Go application on web mobile, and
इस पे क्लिक करने की इतनी आदत है ना बिकॉज नॉर्मल लाइव स्ट्रीम के कारण, बट इस पे आई डोंट थिंक अब करना चाहिए.
once we are done, I'm gonna give you access to our application that we are building today. Why Expo and not React Native? Mostly because of this specific reason, to be able to easily share the application with you and to interact everyone in the same application at the same time. And also, yeah, because it's much easier to get started and to install dependencies. So here we have our application. Let me make it probably a bit bigger. I will need to
पर
do
यहाँ पे जो लिखा है
like
with
this.
React Native.
Okay. Here we go.
यार ये चल जाए ना तो ज़्यादा बेटर है. इसका सोल्यूशन है क्या कुछ? एरर ओपनिंग सिमुलेटर. इसका क्या इशू है? Completely remove Android Studio C. What the frick? Reinstall Android Studio, bro. No. This is too much. So better mobile पे ना start कर लूँ मैं. I think that would be better. क्योंकि what the heck? क्या था वैसे ये? अरे यार. तो ठीक है मोबाइल पे खोल लेंगे ना. मोबाइल लेके आते तब तक. फाइल पे खोल लिया तो दिखेगा नहीं ये एक इश्यू हो सकता है बट आई होप विल वर्क. इसका
I think that's good.
पर यहाँ पे भी
So
खुल गया
what do we
so
have here? We have simple two tabs in our application, tab 1, and we can switch to the tab 2 here. Awesome. Very simple, very basic, but it gives us, this template gives us a lot of pre-installed libraries that we don't need to waste time installing, such as navigation, reanimated, and other libraries that we will need in this tutorial. Okay, so we initialize the project, we open it in Visual Studio Code, we started the development server, and we run it on our Devisor emulator. So, yep, that's it. Let's have a quick look at the things, the project structure that we have. I hope you can.
okay, so we have expo shared assets, components, constants, hooks, navigation. Okay.
You can see it. The entry point of our application is the file app.tsx. This is an important file because we know that.
Okay, what the heck is SX file extension? Team sporting scheduling system. What the? Okay, let me check. Is this working or not? Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Okay, this is working fine.
Everything starts from here. It's a simple React component that renders our.
This is a simple React component.
It's a simple React component that renders our navigation. Our navigation component is in the navigation folder, and here we will also work in this folder to set up some of our navigation for the application. The screens that we render here all live in the screens directory. Here we have a model.
Okay, these are React files now. These are React files. Okay, these are React logos. बट ये फिर ये क्यों है TS6?
screen that we can access by pressing on this one and other screens. The thing is that I don't need the model screen, so we can start cleaning a bit our application. So let's start by model screen. We can and other screens. The thing is that I don't need the model screen, so we can start cleaning and other
Okay,
screens.
so deleting
The thing
model
is
screen.
that I don't need the model screen, so we can start cleaning a bit our application. So let's start by model screen. Tab 1 and tab 2, probably I'm gonna delete them a bit later. From navigation index, I don't have this model screen, so I'll remove the import. And where we have here the model screen, I'm gonna remove the whole stack.group. Okay. Another thing that I like to do when starting a project is creating the src directory that will keep all of our source code. And where we have here tab 1 and tab 2, probably I'm gonna delete them a bit later. From navigation index, I don't have this model
Import.
screen, so I'll remove the import. And where we have here
Function. This one.
the model screen, I'm gonna remove the whole stack.group. Okay. Another thing that I like to do when starting a project is creating the src directory that will keep all of our source code. So let me just do it right away here, src, because it's going to be much easier to navigate through your code, because you know that everything that you write is here in this folder. And everything that is related to configuration or stuff like that, they are in the root directory or our directory here. So in our src, I'm going to move screens, move.
Wait a minute. What?
src, I'm going to move screens, move. Update imports for screens, yes, this is important. Then also navigation, I'm going to move to src. Yes, update. What else? Hooks we have.
Okay. Wait a minute. Oh.
And also navigate. Update imports for screens. Yes, this is important. Then also navigation. I'm gonna move to src. Yes. I'm gonna move to yes, this is important. Then also navigation. I'm gonna move to src. Yes, update. What else? Hooks we have. Yes, constants. Yep. We have. Yes, constants. Yep. Components. This is a folder that will keep all the reusable components of our application. Yes. And probably that's it. Keep all the reusable components of our application.
Component hooks navigation. Okay, so we need component.
Yes. And probably that's it.
One, two, three, four, five. Okay, we need one more, which is component, but I don't know it. Just wait. Hmm. I tried to retention, but why? Bro, what the heck is this? क्या कुछ गलत वलत हो गया क्या इसमें? सब कुछ ठीक तो है, इसमें तो कुछ आना भी नहीं चाहिए.
Yes. Now
नॉट परमिटेड रीनेम सीजन कंपोनेंट्स। तो इसका थोड़ा नाम चेंज कर लेते हैं ना, कंपोनेंट्स टू।
In other
क्या हो रहा है ये, मतलब वाई? पहले से फाइल बनी हुई है ना, ये इशू है ना।
SRC is all our source code, and we will work with them later. What's happening here with my application? Probably I'm gonna have to restart the development server. So let's open the terminal, and from here let's do Command C or Control C to stop the server, and do npm start again. Now let's run it again on our device. C to stop the server, and do npm start again. Now let's run it again on our device. Cannot resolve modules assets. I think it's because we moved a couple of things, but where is it coming from? It's coming from hooks use cached resources. So hooks used cached resources. Here we import, no, actually this import was messed up, and we need to add.
Okay, this is in SRC hooks and then cached and space, no, space mono. Okay.
Slash and double dots again to move one directory up. Save. Yes, everything is working perfectly. All right, so let's go to the next step. And our next step, where is it? Come on.
Huh. Is it good now? I think it is.
Here it is to install Stream Chat SDK.
Okay.
But before that, let's first create our Stream Chat account and create our application. So to create an account, let's go to getstream.io, getstream.io. And here we can, I already have an account and I already registered, but you can create an account for free.
Okay, I have to make another one now. Account, and I'm gonna hide my screen because why? Why? Okay, so register. We have a name. We have a password, and when we have a org name, is hmm. I think I can show now, yes. I don't want this.
Free by signing up with GitHub. You can continue with GitHub, or you can sign up with your email. Nothing complicated there. And after that, but actually, let me also do that so that we all follow the same steps. Let me log out from this account. My account, log out. And let's go here. Oh, here, very weird, like the don't have an account sign up was missing for me. So I'm gonna do it with my node.js.dev Vadim and the password, yeah. A user with that username already exists, so not just Vadim. Get started. And right away we are redirected to our dashboard. And Stream automatically created for us a project with a name with the same name as our account name. So this project, we can go here, and what we'll have to do is
Create app or
way we are redirected to our dashboard.
okay, dashboard. No? So this is our dashboard. Okay, production app. Cool.
And Stream automatically created for us a project with a name with the same name as our account name. So this project, we can go
So let's imagine यहाँ पे कोई आ गया भूला भटका. That would be hilarious.
here, and what we'll have to account name. So this project, we can go here, and what we'll have to do is to edit this project because I want to move it to development environment, not to the production. So let's select development, save application. And now I see it as the development application. All right, perfect. So the development, save application. And now I see it as the development application. All right, perfect. So the next steps, as I said, is to get started and install all the dependencies, all the libraries that we will need. You can follow the documentation here on their website. So let me open it up. On their website. So let me open it up. StreamChat SDK provides library for both React Native, like bare React Native CLI, and also for Expo. So we can scroll down a bit until we see Expo installation. And for Expo, what we have to do StreamChat, let me open it up. Documentation here on their website.
Wait a minute, I have this.
So let me open it up.
Okay, docs React Native UI components. React Native. React Native. Okay, difference. क्या? What is the difference? What is the difference between React and React Native. React Native opens the Java primary use of web applications, and React Native opens the framework for creating cross-platform mobile on iOS. Okay. I got it. The React Native and UI components. I'm right. Docs React Native basics get started. Yep.
Stream Chat SDK provides Stream Chat SDK provides library for both React Native, like bare React Native CLI, and also for Expo. So we can scroll down a bit until we see Expo installation. And for Expo, what we have to do is just these two lines. And for React Native, as you can see, there are a little bit more steps. That's why I chose to work with Expo for this project. So
Okay, wait a minute. What's the difference between Expo and this? I'm using this app, but I have no idea what the heck is it. Like, with the purpose of Expo. Oh, not this one, bro. Expo environment, I think, maybe. Why the fuck? Expo is a framework that extends React Native, a software library born in Meta, develop iOS and Android using a single code base written in JavaScript.
let's first of all install the Stream Chat-Expo. Okay, I'm gonna open a new terminal by pressing on this plus sign. And let's run expo install Stream Chat-Expo. And let's run expo install by pressing on this plus sign. And let's run expo install Stream Chat-Expo.
Wait a minute, what the fuck? Dot. Okay. Is it good now?
After that is done, we need to install other peer dependencies of Stream Chat SDK that the library depends on. And here,
Bro, C live so cannot be loaded because running straight is disabled on this. What the heck? Copy this. Start the PowerShell in administrative mode. Then, okay, set execution policy. Remote signed. Am I good now? Am I? I hope so. Heck yeah, bitch.
Here are the list of them,
Bro, what the heck is this?
like the After that is done, we need to install other peer dependencies of StreamChat SDK that the library depends on. And here are the list of them, like the React Native Community Blur, the camera roll, for example, document picker in order to give you possibility to pick a document and send it to in the chat, the image crop picker, the image resizer, reanimated, and so on. These are all dependencies that improve the user experience of our application. So to do that, again, scroll back, let's copy expo install, and here are all the libraries that we need. And let's paste them in our application, in our terminal. Enter. And after that is done, we are mostly done. The thing is that we need to take a couple more additional steps. Under Expo documentation, they are not listed, but if you scroll a bit up, here are the additional steps that we need to take for the dependencies that we install. So they are not listed, but if you scroll a bit up, here are the additional steps. They are not listed, but if you scroll a bit up, here are the additional steps that we need to take for the dependencies that we installed. So for example, if I go to the React Native Reanimated, if I press on this one, let's see, installation, and I'm gonna look at the, where, yeah, like from this documentation, what I need is to set the React Native Reanimated plugin in our babel.config.js, because without this, we're gonna have troubles and we're gonna receive some errors. So let's open babel.config, and here
Where the heck is well, dude? This.
under presets, let's add the babel.config, and here under presets, let's add the plugins, and here the plugin for React Native Reanimated plugin. That's it for React Native Reanimated plugin. That's it with React Reanimated. Everything else is actually for React Native CLI. But we are using Expo, so we need only this small step. And another thing that we need to take an extra step is, for example, React Native gesture handler. For this, the step is just to import the gesture handler in our application, like this, just simply importing it. And we have to do that in app.tsx. This is important, and is important because, yes, the step is just to import, for example, React Native gesture handler.
React Native gesture handler. No.
For this, the step is just to import the gesture handler in our application, like this. Just simply importing it, and we have to do that in app.tsx. This is important, and is important because in a lot of scenarios, by not importing this, everything is gonna work fine, and you will think that everything is perfect. But in some scenario, especially in production and on some devices, by not importing this in your app.tsx, it will crash the application. So make sure to follow this step. For the other things, I'm not sure if we need to take any other steps because I didn't receive any issues with them. So I would assume that we don't. But like before publishing your application to production, double check if you need to take any extra steps for these libraries. Yeah, actually we need to check that, for example, export document picker, if we want to look at the installation guide and if there is any other installation, only this one. Yeah, that's it for this one. Let's double check this one. Installation. Yep. All right, so let's move to the next step. Where is my presentation? Here we go. So after installing everything, our next step will be to create our client. And the client is a way to initialize your Stream Chat SDK by providing your API key. This way, Stream Chat SDK knows with which project it should communicate and get data from. We're going to initialize the client in our app.tsx. And actually, in the beginning, we're going to work here in app.tsx. And in the second part of the video, we're going to move everything to the separate screens by providing your API key. This way, Stream Chat SDK knows with which project it should communicate and get data from. We're going to initialize the client in our app.tsx. And actually, in the beginning, we're going to work here in app.tsx. And in the second part of the video, we're going to move everything to the separate screens after we understood everything how Stream is actually working. So before defining our component here, let's initialize our client. For that, we will need to import Stream Chat from Stream Chat.
Wait a minute. कहाँ से copy करना है ये?
Providing your API key. This way,
bro, I have to get this one. Wait, just this is what assets. I think there is one in here.
Stream Chat SDK knows with which project it should communicate and get data from. We're going to initialize the client in our app.tsx. And actually, in the beginning, we're going to work here in app.tsx. And in the second part of the video, we're going to move everything to the separate screens after we understood everything how Stream is actually working. So before defining our component here, let's initialize our client. For that, we will need to import stream chat from stream chat, not from streamchat.expo, but from stream chat, because and yeah. So the API key I'm gonna define also here. API
chat, I think I don't know, but okay.
key equal to a string. Where do we get our API key from? We get it from that dashboard. Where do we
API key, and then I think keys are very
get our API key from?
important,
We
if I'm
get
not
it
wrong.
from that dashboard on our Expo. So open up your Expo project. I'm gonna go to the dashboard, and right away here we see key. If you open the project, the key will be, let's see here, app access key. So I copied it, and let me simply paste it here. Save. Let's double check our logs to make sure that we don't have any errors so far. And to check the logs for this specific device, we need to press to select it from the left side menu here. So I'm gonna clear everything and I'm gonna reload. I don't see any errors, which means that we initialized the client successfully. I'm gonna clear everything and I'm gonna clear everything and I'm gonna reload. I don't see any errors, which means that we initialized the client successfully. A couple of things about this streamchat.get instance is that the first time you call this function get instance, it will create the client and the connection with the server. However, the second time in your application where you call this streamchat get instance, it's not gonna recreate the client, it's just gonna return you the existing client. And by doing that, this is completely safe to connection with the server. However, the second time in your application where you call this streamchat get instance, it's not gonna recreate the client, it's just gonna return you the existing client. And by doing that, this is completely safe and you are not creating more connections or you don't have any memory leaks. So it is safe to do streamchat get instance multiple times in your application. Because yeah, behind the scenes it uses a singleton pattern, but that's like extra detail that you don't need to know. Okay, so once we have our client, we can move to the next step and the next step will require some configuration, because our next step is to connect a user with StreamChat SDK. Because we are developing this application for development and we are not going to connect it with our own backend, we're going to generate our tokens for the users on the front end as developer tokens. So this is only for testing purposes and to learn how it works. But in order to use these developer tokens, we need to disable the token validation on our project. So let's go to our dashboard on Stream. Let's select our application. From the chat drop down here on top, let's go to the overview, right? Not overview. Let's go to the usage. Let's go to the overview, right? Not overview. Let's go to the usage. From the chat drop down here on top, let's go to the overview, right? Not overview. Let's go to
Bro, this UI is too weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
the usage. Why my chat is no longer active? My plan. I think I logged in my existing account. Do you think that's the case? Let me quickly try to log in the same account. And I'm gonna have to simply create a new application, and the application name will be Discord. Discord feeds server location. For the location of the server here, like I'm gonna choose US, data storage location US, clone existing application no, for environment development, and let's create the application. App with this name already exists. Did I make it? Probably. Discord clone. Okay, and for the chat's overview, all right. The only thing that I will have to do is to get the new API key for this application. You don't have to do that, of course. So, dashboard, Discord clone, let me copy it. I'm gonna paste it by new API key. And now the step that I was talking about to disable the auth checks, let's select our project and from the chat go to overview. Now let's scroll down until we see the authentication. In the authentication, let's disable authentication checks and let's press save. This will give us the possibility to work with development token and let's press save. Authentication. In the authentication, let's disable authentication checks and let's press save. This will give us the possibility to work with development tokens that we will generate on the front end. More on that like in a moment. Once we have disabled the authentication checks, our next step is to connect a user with Stream SDK. A simplest way to connect a user, actually it's the only way to connect a user, but it's actually simple. That's why, we do client.connect user. we
to get
provide an object that defines the user having like an ID, name, and an image. And after that, we provide here the token that at the moment we are generating on the front end. So let's get this code to connect our user. And where are we going to create the user? Well, we need to create the user to connect the user when the application loads, right? So to do that, to do an action when the component, in this case, our application component, loads or is mounted, we are using a use effect hook, use effect, and use effect. And very important, the use effect should have an empty dependency list with empty array at the end in order to make sure that this function inside the use effect is being
what the heck is this?
called only have an effect. And very important, the use effect should have use effect. And very important, the use effect.
What the heck is this? Use effect.
Should have an empty dependency list with empty array at the end in order to make sure that this function inside the use effect is being called only once when the component mounts. Without the empty dependency array, the use effect will be called every time the component renders. And that's not very good for our use case because in comparison, I'm going to explain every time when the component mounts. Without the empty dependency array, the use effect will be called every time the component renders. And that's not very good
Okay.
Good for our use case, because in comparison, I'm gonna explain that later. Let me not confuse you for the moment. Let's define a function here, const connect user. By the way, use effect was imported automatically from React. Now, our connect user is going to be an async function. And here we are gonna do the actual connection with Stream Chat. Now, this connect user, we simply call it inside our use effect.
Hey, what?
And inside our
Brother, what did I do?
Are different token. Now let's scroll. Connect user is asynchronous. This user connect inside our user effect, and is going to be called when the component mounts. Now, in this connect user, we are going to take the client and we're going to say connect user. Connect user. Now, as I said, the first parameter is the data about the user. For example, ID. For the ID, let's say Vadim. For the name or full name, let me double say Vadim is the data about the user. For example, ID. For the, as I said, the first parameter is the data about the user. For example, ID. For the ID, let's say Vadim. For the name or full name, let me double check. It's just name. Vadim. And for the image, I don't know. I'm gonna grab some. I'm gonna take it this one from.
Just copy paste it now.
From the documentation. No, actually, let me be perfectionist and get my picture.
Damn.
All right, and everything is red because we are still missing the second parameter. And the second parameter here is the token. So what is this token about? Well, imagine in a real world scenario, your user will most probably have to log in your application, and you do this login with either your custom backend or with some other backends like Amplify or Firebase or any other solution. When you log in that user, you get back a token that is unique to that user, a token that links to the user. Now, in a real world scenario, you're gonna do here sign in with your backend and get the user token. Then this token you would send here as the second parameter. This way you know that you have linked your database user with a Stream Chat SDK user. So it's going to be much easier to query or to search for users or to, in general, manipulate users when you have to combine what Stream Chat is providing with what your application is doing unrelated to the chatting functionalities. So because we do not have a backend to sign in with, we are going to generate a development token with dev token, and here we're going to provide a user ID. So the user ID is Vadim, like this. What else do we have to do? We will have to await this function call because connect user is asynchronous. It has to do some requests to the servers. That's why we have to await it. Yeah, and servers. That's why we have to await it. Yeah, and other than that, that's it. So now if I refresh the page, nothing is happening. That's why we have to await it. Yeah, and other than that, that's it. So now if I refresh the page, nothing is happening. In Expo, I don't see any errors. These are old errors. If I'm gonna refresh. However, if I go to our Stream Chat dashboard, and if I go to the chat, not overview, but Explorer, here I see my users, and we see two users. One of them, NodeJS is the admin user that I'm using on the dashboard. As you can see here, role admin. But the second one is the user that I just connected with. And what StreamChat is doing is, first of all, checking if this user exists, then it connects with an existing user. If it doesn't exist, it will create a new one. So it's, if I refresh the application, StreamChat will not generate a new user. And if I change the ID here to, I don't know, test, save, and refresh my application, then in our dashboard, we're gonna see our newly created map. We'll use connected here role here, not over dashboard. And if I go to the chat, not overview, but Explorer, here I see my users, and we see two users. One of them, NodeJS is the admin user that I'm using on the dashboard. As you can see here, role admin. But the second one is the user that I just connected with. And what StreamChat is doing is, first of all, checking if this user exists, then it connects with an existing user. If it doesn't exist, it will create a new one. So it's, if I refresh the application, StreamChat will not generate a new user. And if I change the ID here to, I don't know, test, save, and refresh. I don't know, test, save, and refresh my application. Then in our dashboard, we're gonna see our newly created user test. Perfect. That's how easy and simple it is to create and connect a user to StreamChat SDK. How is it going so far, guys? Is everything clear? Do you have any questions related to the project? Where is Lucas? Lucas is actually going through COVID, so he's already better, but he doesn't have a voice. So he's gonna be back soon. And yeah, we all wish Lucas to recover faster. We all miss him. Ada, wait, yes, thank you very much. I saw that. What features will this have? Well, it will have almost all the features that you would expect in a chatting messaging application. Like message replies, messaging privately, messaging in a group, reaction to messages, GIFs, and everything is gonna happen in this video, in today's video. So stay tuned by the end of this video to see everything in action. The good thing is that at the end of this video, we are all here that are live, are going to test this application and chat with each other there to like message replies, messaging privately, other wait. Yes, thank you very much. I saw.
Do you want to learn React Native without the bullshit? If so, keep watching. Hi, my name is Deron Brown, and I'm a senior React Native.
Spotted an issue. I need to reset to null the IDs so that everyone can join with their name. So yeah, now I can do Vadim here, full name, Vadim, login. Okay, here we have it. The first project to join, guys. Are almost done for today. Next chat and we use. I already see people here chatting. It's not on Android. The hamburger icon is not visible. That's a good thing to test right now. No usable data found for QR code. You need to have Expo Go application installed on your machine. Not machine, on your device. I meant like on your physical device. You need to phone will be able to access your project from our website. Hey, to see if it's working. So all right. So we connected the user. Now the next step. The next step is creating a channel. A channel for Stream Chat is the middle, like the middle piece that connects everything else together. Because the channel is this chat room that users are joining, and they are